My blog today is called Why We Have Scary Myths and Stories. Why are the old fairy tales so scary and brutal? It is because our ancestors understood that life is hard and that each person will confront cruelty along their paths in life. It is part of growing up that life is to show us that not all moments seem to have a happy ending. Not all moments work out the way we dreamed. Not all moments become a place to relish in success. That is because life is filled with battles. Many battles will be confronted, but few will be won. That shows us that we have to look towards the longer-term goal, not the short-term gain. Egos play the short game. Warriors play the end game. We are all here to remind children that while the battles will rage and fears threaten to overcome sanity and choice, that within each soul is a brave warrior that has vast amounts of courage. Myths and stories tell us that while we want the good to win, the bad will always threaten the goodness in souls. All souls will be tempted away from the path by the darker emotions and our own feelings of insecurity and fears. That is why the stories and myths of old teach honor, courage, bravery, and the willingness to be smarter and more cunning than those dark forces. Goodness cannot win hiding its head exclusively in the light. It is only when goodness learns that its purpose is to confront the darkness and evil that is in this world that we discover and hone our own inner warriors. To leap into this dimension of duality took heroic courage, and that courage is still there waiting for you to call upon its power and direct it to protect and defend those being targeted by those that only have their own agenda in mind. Goodness protects all, the innocent and those that cannot protect themselves. Recognize that you too have confronted many enemies and wanted to take you down, and that you are still standing, still shining a light of hope, and still responding to the call when you hear it. Your spiritual warrior is ready to confront when warranted and to fight when necessary. If you know that inside, you will be amazed how quickly conflicts will dissipate, because evil hides and is slippery and manipulative, but it will pull back into its own darkness when confronted by the real power of truth and light. It is up to each of us to have access to that power and light when the time arises. It is up to us to stand unified against those forces that threaten to harm this world, humanity, or nature. That is because we are here to create our own myths and stories. Those stories we will carry from this life into others. Those stories can inspire the next generation and help them make better choices and to find new ways to be. You are the hero you wish to become. He or she is already waiting for your human self to have the courage to decide that now is the time. There are endless amounts of energy available when you learn that to suppress fear requires copious amounts of energy, and when you finally let go of fear, you will discover that you have everything that you need. Thanks, everyone.